Right. Hello, guys. Good morning. This is High Priestess Jamila, and I'm coming at you guys today from Beyond the Bubbles. So happy Monday. Today is Monday, November the 4th, 2019. I wanted to come and talk to you guys about Mercury retrograde, um, along with the full moon that we have coming up on the 12th of November. Okay. So this is, in fact, a massive energy shift. I actually confirmed it in the card. So I looked at both of them together and how those energies can work for you. And what are the benefits of this Mercury in retrograde? Okay. Now, a lot of people fear Mercury retrograde because they feel like, crazy stuff is going to happen. They feel like their computers is going to go down. You start kind of having these communication difficulties or whatever, which it can cause that. But to be honest with you, I feel like it depends on how you make those energies work for you. So, for example, with the Mercury retrograde, this is going to be the perfect opportunity for people to manifest. So I did throw the cards because I wanted to know, and I got Page of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Nine of Cups, the Wheel of the Year, which is a huge energy shift that has been happening for the past 3 to 4 days, actually. It's been happening since Halloween. Okay. And Halloween is on October the 31st. And today is the 4th. And today is the last day of being in the intense energies of Mercury retrograde. Now it's going to go a little bit weaker starting tomorrow. But these are extremely good energies to work with as far as with doing energy work, spell work, manifestation work, banishing work, breakup work. Okay. The kind of work where, you've got, okay, so the Five of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Nine of Cups are on each side of the Five of Wands. So this is when, okay, you got enemies. You know that they jealous. You know that they hating. You know that they don't have your back, but you know what? You make peace with it. So those energies are going to be very important. Whether or not you are in a job setting, love setting, friendship setting, or whether or not you are running your own business. So first of all, if you are a business owner, this is an amazing time to be doing prosperity work. This is an amazing time to be doing unblockings during this time. Okay. Um, I've noticed that the spell work that I've been doing just for the past 4 days, because you guys know that I'm a high priestess, so I'm constantly doing rituals, I'm constantly doing spell work. And what I've noticed is immediate manifestation is what I've noticed. So I feel like even though Mercury is in retrograde, these energies are still very useful and very helpful for us, especially with the Page of Pentacles, because y'all know that Mercury is connected to I think the Virgo and the Scorpio. I think Scorpio has some connection with Mercury. So the Page of Pentacles is definitely the energy of, feel like it has something to do with financial security is typically what the Page of Pentacles, and then also promotion. So there's a lot of you that are possibly being promoted. You may be leveling up right now, and yeah, that adversity is there. The energy shift is going to happen anyway. It's futile. Whenever I see the wheel of the year, the wheel of the year is the one card in the tarot that tells the wheel of the year, the tower, the judgment card, and then the death card. Those are the cards that foretell of an energy shift, change of direction. Even the lovers can represent that. Hey, Sha. So right now, and I've been crazy busy, but I've been taking clients. I don't ever get too busy to get clients. There are certain, like, there are certain things that I will refer you out to other people, but not many. It just depends on what it is. Anything, any case that has came to me that is what I'm supposed to take, I take. But but I've been noticing that a lot of people have the energy around this time is that people are setting their intent. Okay. And so if you don't know witchcraft, if you don't know how to manipulate energies, this is where people like me come in. So what I've noticed is that a lot of people are going back. They're either going back to make things right, or they're not going back to make things right, but they're going back and they're taking back perhaps like either energy that has been stolen, joy. The Nine of Cups represents happiness and prosperity. Um, I can tell you right now that if you're a business owner and you're stressing out about money, this energy will work in reverse for you. It doesn't. So I feel like a lot of people are learning um, not only how to deal with adversity and to deal with the haters. Okay, that's what the Five of Wands is, basically the haters. These are your haters. So not only are people learning how to deal with that, but people are also taking that energy. I know that for me, what I've been detecting and picking up is when I'm working with my clients, the negative energies that I've been feeling that have been against them, what I've been doing is I've been making those energies work for people also. So energy is energy. Okay. You just want to make sure that you don't take your energy and take the time out of your day stressing about anything. Hit that thumbs up, guys. Hey, Mary. Hi. I am doing wonderful. How are you doing today? So major energy shift is within the Mercury retrograde right now. It's actually very helpful for us, even though I feel like this would be the best time. And so there's a lot of people, like, for example, there's been a lot of people that have been contacting me saying, I am tired of this. I'm tired of this. I want to change my life. I want more in life. I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of, existing like this. It's miserable. So, especially if, that's not to say that, because I feel like wherever you're at this moment, you have to make the best of it. So, like, even if you have the job that you hate, try to see the positive in it. Okay. Which, especially if it's, because that's the main thing that the main thing people have been coming to me about, and then love. So love, and then the job that they're at, they're not happy because maybe they're not being treated well. Maybe people are taking advantage of them, so there's been a lot of different stories, because people will take advantage if they can, they will. um Thank you, Mary Lee. Thank you, sweetie. Good morning, Dolores. And I can't pronounce that name. Somebody's talking about marriage in the chat. That is so sweet. I hope you find the one that you're supposed to marry. Yeah, so getting past a negative situation, not living within that negative situation. I know that yesterday I got my phone number changed. That was very powerful. That was a very powerful occurrence. That was a power move that I made, because people that don't serve your divine purpose, your spirit, my spirits are just like, get your number changed. That's how they felt, honestly, because it's like, look, especially if you have taken from, if somebody has taken from you, not you have taken, but if somebody has taken from you, and there's some people, they just want more and more and more and more and more and more and more, and what they have taken is not enough, and then what they intended on taking, they wasn't able to. Hello. So that's really why they mad. They meant to take something, but they wasn't able to, so now they mad at you. Okay. Which was either your joy, your personal health. When people are doing nasty, mean stuff, this affects you mentally and physically. It does. It's, we can't any longer deny that. And instead of allowing people to tear us down, we have to be strong, um, and use the energies that God gave us. Okay. Now, the full moon in Taurus, the cards that I got for that: Nine of Swords reverse, the Devil, which is the shadow side, the Seven of Swords, Temperance. So this tells me that, this moon, the energies that seem to be playing out for a lot of people is removing subconscious blockages. So this is going to work together with Mercury in retrograde. So it makes sense for Nine of Swords to be reversed, because now you have to go back and you have to reevaluate. Okay, now there's some people that are not going to do it. They're going to fight against that reevaluation, and they're going to take it to their grave. Is it 1111? That's what's up. So there's some people that are going to take it to their grave. They're going to avoid the reality. And this is going to make things harder. So as we draw closer to the full moon, if you are not right where you're supposed to be, your spirit's going to let you know that fear's going to kick in, that consciousness, that nagging feeling to where something is trying to tell you something. So Seven of Swords says blockage, subconscious blockage. Temperance is representing codependency. Codependency from an energetic standpoint represents being codependent on other people instead of seeing what it is that you need to do for yourself to develop your own personal power. Now, with everybody universally, this is all about money. Because I've had a couple of people come to me to get some money unblockers. Money unblockers are going to be, no wonder this is usually, because I've got a couple of rituals scheduled around the full moon already, but I still have room. But a lot of people want financial security and they want happiness. And there's nothing wrong with that, because previously, the way that it was, people felt like you had to work yourself to the bone for nearly to nothing. And people are wanting something different. People are wanting peace, prosperity, happiness, abundance. So if you're going to obtain that, these full moon energies in Taurus especially are going to be extremely helpful. The problem is that you have to be careful being attached to energies that are dead. You know, some of the concepts that people are still holding on to in their heads is like a dead lodestone. Y'all know what a lodestone is, right? So a lodestone is an actual stone that is alive, that attracts, and it's magnetic. And so magnetic can, a lodestone can either be healing, it can bring you in prosperity, it can deflect bad energy away from you, it can help ground you. And mainly people use lodestones to attract money, to attract what they want, right? Not just money. Well, there's some concepts, okay, that people are still holding on to that are like dead lodestones. You can't even feed it no more. It's almost like they're beating a dead horse. So this is when people have to advance in their thinking, in the way that they think, in the way that they do things. What they did previously is no longer working, because nobody is even attached to that. There's not even any need for anybody to do any spiritual work. Well, I don't want to say that, but those are like, right now, you just want to manifest. You want to unblock yourself and you want to manifest. And you also now I will tell you that some of y'all, them demons are going to come out. The shadow side can represent obsession. It can represent people that are obsessed with you. I do feel as though these energies are going to get stronger as the full moon draws closer. But I feel like the way that you have to look at it, because even the work that I've been doing for myself, being connected with an extremely codependent person, which was my landlord. He didn't want to take responsibility for nothing. He wanted to put everything off on me. So just being out of that vortex, you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people wondering how the hell I did it, but it is what it is. So first of all, if you truly want to manifest, codependency is not going to do it. And then also manifesting with this Seven of Swords. So what I will tell you is that not only are a lot of people going to be exposed for the lies that they tell, like nobody, like you can, first of all, people are smart. People are not stupid. We're not, and so if you're lying to people, if you're, being, people are going to know. People are going to know. Whoa. People are going to be very aware. The awareness is going to be crazy. Okay, so that's why the devil card comes up and not the moon card. When I see that moon card, let me tell y'all something. When I see that moon card in a reading, what that means is that you are under a dark shadow of deception. And the energies are being manipulated to deceive. So that's deception. If I see the moon card, especially if it's in the reverse position and I see other cards around it that, so bless you. So the moon is more so, okay, everybody kind of believes, and those energies definitely have to be dealt with. Now the devil or the shadow side does too, because there can be a lot of people that are afraid to release their fears, or they may be afraid to release themselves from situations that don't serve them. Okay. Mary Lee says, I don't want to be a slave to the grind for just stuff. I want to go and see things, do stuff with my family and friends. I don't need Bug House to keep me strapped to it. Yeah, I know. I know. And guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. It is a bondage. And I'm going to tell you something. It does have something to do with your mind. And see, Mercury is all about the mind. So it's really time for a lot of people to free their minds. If you're so this is where the bad part comes in. If you are dealing with people that have not freed themselves, you may have to cut the cord. Or either cutting the cord from the past. You yourself need to stop dealing with that, because I feel like if you have a negative subconscious blockage, this is how, there's nothing wrong with, okay, everybody has a subconscious, everybody, okay? But when it's a negative blockage that you can't see, that's where the tricky part comes in. So many of us are dealing with people like that, people that cannot see. They can't see themselves, and they can't see nobody else. Okay. And I'm not talking about psychic. I'm talking about what you are doing to yourself on a daily basis. How people are perceiving you, how people perceive you. You know what I'm saying? So here, can you warm this up for me real quick? So your mind is so important. It is. Your mind is so important. And when you have blockages in your mind, you're going to be stuck. You're going to be stuck if you have blockages in your mind. Even though you'll say, okay, I made up my mind to do this, for some reason, guys, it just, and I don't even really like to talk about the past, but I see that it's going to be relevant, because there's a lot of you that may have been stuck the same exact way that I was stuck in the house. And it wasn't until I was able to remove the negative subconscious blockage, like when I actually did a ritual to do it, that was when things started happening. And you know what? As soon as you do something wrong, as soon as you do the right thing, this is when those negative energies try to come in. So, literally the adversity is a sign that you're in the right direction. That's how you transmute that energy. That's how you deal with that energy. And you just focus on you. Don't focus your mind or your attention or your energies. Like if somebody is able to convince you of something, or, maybe you're just not quite there yet. It's not working. So I definitely do see people probably trying to howl at the moon, but more so hounding each other. So please believe that the codependents the demonically possessed, thank you, the demonically possessed, the codependent people, those people are going to be on at full throttle going up towards the full moon. But what we're doing, because especially with this 3 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, what we're doing is transmuting energy as well. So making these energies work for you and then seeing the positive, because that's exactly what, okay, negative frequencies, negative people, negative entities, negative spirits, they have one intent, and that is to make you negative. That's their intent, to cause you to be negative, to distract you. A lot of you have financial goals that, are either goals with school or whatever it is that's going to take you to, towards that financial security or just security within yourself. Okay. Or a better way of living or better health. You know, the opportunity is going to be there and the door is going to be open universally for that. So the energies are there, but you just got to make a choice, because I know that for me, I couldn't imagine going through a bunch of struggle and strife and anger and crap, especially around this time of the year. Then you are setting the tone for the new year as well. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've already set my intent. I set my intent in advance. So, as we shift in and out of these cycles, you got to understand that that's just like, for example, if you're somebody that looks up and 3 months from now, you say, I still don't have enough money. I'm still not content. I still don't see the way out. Well, then that is because you were not paying attention. You were distracted by something else. So the distractions are all out there. People will try to distract you. Okay. Okay, Dolores said, I listened to one readings on how your mom was so demonic towards you. When I heard what you went through, I was like, damn. I thought I was the only one that went through that bondage. Sad to say, she passed last week, Wednesday, but I feel so free now that she passed. And that's for me to say, but I'm free at last of that evil spirit that was holding me back. That's how I feel. I felt I couldn't move forward. I'm so glad I found you. Well, I'm glad you found me too, Dolores. Now be careful, because your mom passed last week, but you need to make sure that you do some kind of because people dying. I know that you feel free, but now that she's in the spirit realm, just make sure that you protect yourself, okay? Because what will happen is that a demon, when it loses its hoax, it's gonna go and try to find another host. Okay. You saging? Okay, good. Hi, winner. How are you? No, I mean, with the energy shift of the wheel of the year, nobody should be feeling that way unless you didn't do anything about it. So that's, so it passed to your daughter. So see, you still got work to do, because you got that your mother generationally hexed you. So you have to remove that generational hex. And that within itself It doesn't matter if she's passed on or not. So that you see how it went straight to your daughter, and now you gotta deal with it. There are certain interdimensional beings that will feed off of you. I know for a fact that I even noticed being fed off of for a few years by the landlord that I just came from. He was feeding off of me. It was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting what he was doing. And I don't know, because that's why I said that my new address is going to be triple 007. Okay. Because I'm not sure still. I haven't even thrown the cards on it because I don't care, because it's not my problem. Um, did your mother used to contact people and stuff too? And see, people get all discombobulated. If you got discombobulated by a demon, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Because either you was being greedy, ornery, or stupid. One or the other. You was one of those three things. Okay, so if you were somebody like your mother, my mother, maybe, okay, the landlord that was being greedy and stupid and felt like this rush of power. Oh, I want power over this woman. It was that sick. It's like, why are you so codependent? Very codependent. And that, you know what? They don't even see how codependent they are. Codependents do not see how codependent they are. They don't. It's a person that's miserable. They don't see how codependent they are. And then also, I had made a statement about some people. First of all, if you're on YouTube, it is very quite possible. Okay. If you're on YouTube, it is very quite possible that a demon approached you. So you have to be careful not becoming a vessel for a demonic entity, because yesterday I actually said it. I said, these people act like they ain't never seen human beings before, because they just own you like white on rice. That is demonic behavior. That's not normal. Now, if you own me like white on rice because you like, Jamila, I want you to do my work for me, then that's different. Get somewhere. You're trying to open up doors for yourself. That's different. But if somebody's just like trailing behind somebody, stalking somebody, attached to somebody that they shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? That's demonic to me, because it's like, dang, you act like you ain't never seen a person before. The way they latch, and it's the truth, because it's demonic. Okay? Hold on, guys. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on, guys. I gotta take this call. Hold on. Okay, guys, I'm back. What I was going to say is that it would be nice if we could convince our loved ones, like our mothers or fathers, or brothers or sisters. It would be nice if we could convince them of a better way of living and a better way of handling things. But unfortunately, what happens with spirits is that they will attach to that person's mind, and that person will be going through this misery and this fear and this loop and this blockage, and they and they'll get scared, and they want to make sure that you're afraid too. They want to make sure that they share that energy with you, and that is what codependency is. And this can either or not have anything to do with narcissism. Narcissism is not what it always is, but narcissism is caused by a demon. It's very unempathetic. It doesn't feel for humans. It doesn't feel for people. It doesn't care. It just wants to tear people down. And you don't have to live like that. Like, you don't have to live under that confusion and that chaos and that intranquility. So if anybody like those intranquil spirits, those are the ones that you want to banish. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be doing, are going to need to do a lot of banishings and a lot of unblockings and unbindings. So these first three cards in a row, Nine of Swords reversed, indicates intranquil spirits, intranquil thoughts, you feeling your thoughts, okay? The Devil or the shadow side can represent bondage, and then the Seven of Swords represents blockages, okay? And then also distractions. And Temperance can represent that codependent energy. Then also the ancestors, the Three of Cups comes up, and then the 10 of Pentacles. So we do have earthly ancestors, because a lot of people were concerned about their ancestors, especially with generational curses. So people would be like, well, then how do I call to my ancestors if I have a generational curse? Well, first of all of your ancestors were not bad people. But even if you feel like you don't have nobody, there's other spirits, because every time I see the Temperance card, it's Archangel Gabriel. In this deck, the depiction of Temperance is actually Archangel Gabriel, because Gabriel is the only female angel, okay? And these angels are here to help us. A lot of people feel like they're not here to help us, but they are, okay? And so Archangel Gabriel is the one that's going to be there for people like us, like Dolores. You say your daughter is always angry, so I try my best not to be around that energy. So your daughter probably more than likely needs a cleanse. Have you contacted me, Dolores? Because you need some help, girlfriend. You got to start working on that now. And I can either do the work for you or give you advice, because that shows that what it did was it attached itself to somebody that was more vulnerable than you are, and so that's why it'll go towards the kids. But like, if you felt like you never had a mama, or you felt like nobody ever understood you, especially if you have spiritual gifts, because I have seen so many people that have just been destroyed by their spiritual gifts. It's horrible. And it's because you didn't really have the proper guidance. And then also so Archangel Gabriel is like that patient energy, and the angels and your spirit guides, whatever it is that's helping you, it'll be that energy that will replace what you lost, because that's what we need more now than ever. Because, when we were faced with a reality to where mama is tripping, when your mother is tripping, this is when people began to give up on life, and you can't do that. I hate to make the comparison, but it's just like the zombie apocalypse. If your mother got turned into a zombie, she would have wanted you like your mother's original spirit. would have probably wanted you to survive and would have said, look, if I get turned into a zombie, just get rid of me. Okay, now some of y'all had mothers that had strife and anger towards y'all out the gates. You can still be happy, but you do have to go no contact. While you're going through this process, you have to go no contact. That is extremely important because this is the only way you're going to really have full manifestation so that you can protect yourself. Because when you had a mother that was like that, the first thing that she did, she attacked your financial stability. So that's why a lot of people that dealt with toxic mothers are financially unstable right now, because you didn't really have that stability, and that person, instead of them properly watering your seeds, okay, the seed in you, instead of properly cultivating you as a person, they went in reverse. They did the exact opposite. So then you either had to depend on yourself, maybe even other people as a source of love. But what you have to do is you have to take whatever love that you have and use it. You know, and some of y'all, that means going to other people, because y'all can see that a lot of y'all family members ain't giving y'all love. They giving you hatred. They giving you strife. They giving you anger. They giving you the blues. Okay, because everybody needs love. Everybody. That, you know, I don't know anybody that didn't need love. People that were missing that from their life, they have a lot of issues. They have a lot of anger. They have a lot of strife. They're, you know, and what's sad about it is that we all set, like if you came from a family like that, especially if it's a Black family, you know how they say that heart disease and stuff runs in Black families. Well, you know what? If you don't actually use your heart chakra, and if you're not aware of your family member's heart chakra, this is why everybody's sick. This is why everybody got heart problems. That's the reason. It's because nobody is actually feeding each other that love that they need. And they tried to go on a campaign for that. Y'all remember that movie Soul Food that they made? So soul food represents what you need to grow as an individual. And many of you had to go out there and get it for yourself. You didn't have that foundation. The people that did have that foundation, they good. Don't worry about them. You get that foundation for yourself. Okay. You create that foundation for yourself. For example, if you came from a bad family or your home was unstable, you have to have that vision for yourself and create it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Even if you've made mistakes. So here's the one thing that they don't want you to know, that whatever you made previous to any energy shift, you can leave it behind. You don't have to allow it to follow you and to continue to haunt you. You don't have to do that. This is why the Temperance card comes up saying to cut the cord and cleanse yourself of that energy. Nobody has the right to condemn you. Nobody has the right to label you. Nobody has the right to do that. So if you made a mistake 3 days ago, or you made a mistake a week ago, or you made a mistake a month ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago, or 10 years ago, you have the right to say, you know what? I made a mistake. I learned from the mistake and I'm moving forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah, contact me, Dolores, because I specialize in helping people that had narc parents, or if you were like orphaned or something, or you never felt loved. Because there's a reason why a person wouldn't feel loved. Trust me. You know, and sometimes our parents will try to make it seem like, oh, you just don't appreciate nothing. It's like, no, you didn't get, your parents was not manifesting themselves fully. But now it's time for you to say, okay, I've got this support system. I know that they're there. I feel comforted because y'all, there were so many times before I got out of that hellhole just now to where my spirits, I could just feel them surrounding me, just holding me, and you have to be able to access them. If your mind can access your ancestors and your spirit guides, then you don't have access to them. So your mind has to be able to access that. Now, I can help your mind access it. I can help your mind access it. For example, with the meditation, you guys know that I'm offering Reiki meditation courses. This is a new item that I'm launching. I would love for people to kind of be my guinea pig on that, but you're not a guinea pig because, it's something that I've done plenty of times for people. And it's a very powerful experience. It's almost like, it's not hypnotherapy. It's not. It has nothing to do with hypnotism. But when you think about it, a lot of your negative subconsciousness and the way that a lot of people think, it had a hypnotizing effect on your mind, which is why your mind just keeps playing it over and over again. So when you actually start to put the fire to the flame, that stuff starts to dissipate. And this is the reason why I don't care what nobody say, because somebody was, there was some sort of weird debate in the spiritual community. It's like, of course, we don't just light a candle. No, you have to understand that element that you're working with. The reason why I prefer to work with fire is because it is very cleansing, number one, and it is the fastest. This is for me. Now, some other people will say, no, it's not fast, but for me, it's very fast, especially if I use one of those little chime candles. So, Dolores, you could use that treatment. It's a Reiki therapy session. I do have it available on Etsy for 30 minutes or for 60 minutes. But you're gonna need a ritual. And you need to do it, like you said, if your mother passed on last Wednesday, you need to do that quickly while she's still transitioning. And some of these demons are just using people's likeness to get to us too. So it'll use people. So this is a major shift that we're going through right now. I'm telling you. And you do have to be strong, because I feel like the next 10 days, there are going to be a lot of blessings and abundance, but your mind, that's why I'm saying you got to have vision. Vision is not just about what people think it is, about, whether or not you're nearsighted or farsighted. Your vision is so important, and being able to visualize. So, for example, if you feel like you can't meet your goals, those are subconscious blockages. If you feel like you can't study, if you feel like you can't concentrate, those are subconscious blockages. And your mind is one of the most important things to begin with. Okay. Are you and your mother Capricorns? Okay. So also, I can sense a lot of angelic activity. What I can tell you is that coming up over the next like 10 days, there's going to be a lot of miracles that we're going to see. Okay, it's going to be bad stuff too, but there's also going to be miracles that I can see. There's going to be a lot more angelic activity. And then there's also going to be sightings in the sky. UFOs are going to be sighted. So there's going to be more UFO sightings, which is an unidentified flying object. It doesn't have to mean that it's a spacecraft of an alien. It can just be the embodiment of a spirit that we may be seeing in the sky. So that's coming too. Okay. So for all of y'all sky watchers out there, y'all going to be seeing some stuff. And it's kind of already began because there was an asteroid that just went by Earth. I have my own theory about where asteroids come from, but I'm not going to disclose that right now. But, you know, so wonders, y'all going to see many wonders as well. Okay, to let you know that there's a major energy shift. Okay, so get ready for it. And if you're somebody that's not used to positive energy, that's going to disturb you. If you're somebody that is used to negativity, you're used to negativity and chaos day in and day out. When these energies start to come down on us, you're not going to know how to deal. You're going to be like, what in the world? And you're going to see everybody around you sort of saying, oh, you know, everything is, you know, can you believe this happened and this happened and I overcame and I triumphed. But then, you know, you're taking it because that energy, it's almost like a cognitive dissonance. It's like, you know, and yeah, I feel like those energies are because it's in the atmosphere, it's in the air. So you may see people reacting to this full moon while we have Mercury in retrograde, and it's a full moon in Taurus. You may see people reacting very violently. You may see people reacting very fearful. And you may see people reacting in another way. And so those people are going to be looking at those other people and they're wondering what's going on with you. Why are you not suffering like me? And then they're going to be on the attack. So be prepared for that, but make sure that you're prepared in advance is what I'm saying, because y'all know that full moon, okay, that full moon brings crazy, you know, people are going to be howling at the moon. And just make sure you protect yourself. Okay. Anyway, guys, I've got to go. I am taking new clients. I am running a special and a sale on all of my rituals through the month of November. So spells and rituals for like a lot of the witches out there. You're going to find, especially if you're doing work. Now, listen, if you're doing work to try to harm others, it's the reason why I ain't really been doing no black magic. There's no need to do that. If you're doing work specifically to hurt others, that energy may come back on you really quickly. So be careful with that. Be careful with the energies that you're. Now, if you got to do a reversal or something, then you got to do what you got to do. But as far as like with your spell work and manifestation power is magnified right now. It's magnified. So, you know, right now more than ever, our rituals are more powerful. That's if you know what you're doing. I work with the elements, I work with the elements and the spirit, which in my opinion is the most powerful form of magic, is elemental magic. Okay. Thank you, Tina. Hit that thumbs up, you guys, and I will see y'all later. If y'all need to reach me for a consult, I am working on my schedule I've got a couple of openings for today. If not, if it gets too late, then I'll roll it over to the next day. Okay. So if you guys need to reach me, the link to my Etsy is below. And y'all have a good day. Think positive, be positive. Okay. If your enemies are throwing dirt and salt at you, throw a marshmallow fluff back at them. Seriously, don't let people get you tied up in some kind of craziness, you know, because you can manifest whatever you want right now. You really don't have to be too aggressive towards that. Let them carry that burden for real, because they're the ones that need to do it, especially if it's somebody that's just attacking you and you kind of like, hey, listen, I'm focusing on my family, I'm focusing on this, I'm focusing on that, I'm focusing on my business, and they just going crazy, just bitsy bugging around, just say, you know what, I'm too blessed to be stressed. If you can honestly right now, then you obviously you must have did something right. Obviously. Okay. Will you do monthly general tarot reads? Oh, heck yeah. Yeah. All right, Dolores. I look forward to it. I'll see y'all later. Okay. Love and light.